Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, Tear is here, and it won't be for much longer, with the new limitations coming into effect with Kelbeck, as well as Havness being limited. I'm not really entirely optimistic with how Tear is going to function post-ban list. Now, granted, we don't know if Tearlament is going to be in the game, in which case if it is, then yeah, this deck's probably still going to see at least some play, and we'll have some opportunities to actually do stuff. However, at the moment, we don't know. It's likely, but it's not guaranteed. So I just wanted to kind of give a last hurrah to this deck and try and see what we can make it, to do post-ban list. Post-Merly and Agido bans. So, I'm just going to do the deck that I built and what I noticed mostly in the TCG that was working efficiently, and kind of ported it over to Master Duel with the limitations that we have in that regard, and some of the changes that we also have as well. So here's the quick list, and card by card. Starting off here with the Tearlaments. Obviously, we're maxing out on all of those. 2 Havness, 2 Sheeran, 2 Rhinoheart. Sorry, we're not maxing out. We're only playing 2 Rhinoheart. Reason being, it's the worst one to mill, and it's not our best normal summon. Our best normal summon is Diviner, so there's that. That's it for the tier monsters. That's all that we have. Technically, there are a few others, but next up we have ourselves the, of course, Triple Scream, 1 Perla Rhino, 1 piece of Heartbeat, Meta Noise, Crime, and Soliac. Meta Noise is actually really, really good right now. Being able to flip down things like a Pearly monster is very strong. So all in all, it's very good. Also, being able to add back a monster from the grave is also pretty decent at the current moment. Next up, we have ourselves the best normal summon, which is Diviner, because we still have Kelbeck. So we can still send Kelbeck, which still mills 5 and still does the same thing. This is why Kelbeck's getting banned. Honestly, good. But yeah, there we go. So best normal summon, we're playing triple Diviner. We're obviously, of course, playing the 1 piece of Kelbeck, Mudora, and Keldo as well for our targets of the Diviner, as well as more specifically just as ways to, or just, you know, the Ishizu cards. They're very strong. If you mill them, they're also very strong. Also, the Shufflers are insane. They're so incredibly powerful against like every deck. So there you go. As for the rest of the cards, we're playing triple Maxi, the double Gamma, as well as the 1 Driver. The reason we're playing Gamma is to go into the Chaos Ruler, but more specifically to be able to like play around Maxi, and it's like the best hand trap that actually interacts with the opponent and stops their plays. So like activating Gamma to like shut down a play is very strong. So there's that. We're also playing ourselves a little bit of a hero package with the 1 Denier, as well as 2 Malicious, as well as the Dangerous in the grave, or in the extra, to go for Beatrice. That's basically the whole reason for this, and it's pretty strong. Next up, we have ourselves the 1 Squamata, the 1 Shaddoll Beast, as well as the 1 Hell Shaddoll Hollow, and the 1 Shaddoll Fusion. These are just the best of the Shaddolls to mill. Hell Shaddoll can send more cards. We have Squamata to mill specifically things like Beast or Hell Shaddoll. We also have Beast to draw a card, and so there's that. Pretty simple. Then we're playing 2 Gamma Seal, because it's our Aqua target. You could play King of the Swamp, but for some reason King of the Swamp is limited. But yeah, all in all, Gamma Seal's pretty good. Also, being able to tribute like a Noir is very strong. Yeah, there you go. Moving on, we have ourselves the 3 triple Tactics, as well as our last like tech option. And then, oh, I forgot to mention Snow. We're playing 2 of this because this card's not even limited. So yeah, of course we're playing 2 of this at the very least. It's very, very strong, and you'll see why in the extra deck, why we're playing 2 of this. Yeah, just a very solid card. All things considered, I do like this list. It's very much so similar to what's like happening in the TCG with a lot of the Tearlament lists, minus things like the Snow and, you know, not as many, yeah, we're not playing as many Ishizu cards, but we also play we're playing Maxi and stuff like that, so there's that. Moving on to the extra, we are playing 1 Mud Dragon as a target basically to go into. It's very nice to have just in general. We're also playing 1 Winda for the Shaddolls. We're playing 1 Kick Hollows. The Dangerous, as I mentioned previously, which is a 6 that allows us to also send a Mally to the graveyard to get a free Beatrice. So basically, anytime we can make this, it's just free Beatrice, which is really, really strong. We have ourselves the 1 Garura, the 1 Dragostapelia, 1 Rook Hollows, because we still have Kick Hollows, and the 1 Kaleido Heart. Next up, we have the Chaos Ruler, which is absolutely a card that should be banned. But yeah, basically, if we get to go like a Gamma, our opponent, if they activate like a Maxi on our turn or something like that, we get to go for the Chaos Ruler, which is very, very strong. And then it allows us to mill, which is also very nice. We also have Baron here because being able to go Diviner, send a Kelbeck, and then any other 4, like for example a Sheeran, a Snow, or a Rhino Hurt, allows us to go into Baron, which is again very strong. We then have ourselves the Redoer, the Dugaris, as well as the Beatrice as our Xyz. Dugaris is in here because I felt like I wanted more ways to like draw cards. But like being able to draw and discard in particular is very, very strong. So I was like, let's get a way to discard a card. And this seemed like the best way. Also, being able to like special summon is very strong. There's just a lot of things that Dugaris does. So we're playing that one. We're not playing Zeus, even though I could. You could like take out the Chaos Ruler and the Gammas and play Zeus or something like that. I'm just not a fan of Zeus. I don't think it's great. Even though, yes, we can like triple tack, take, and then slap a Zeus on top of the monster. I don't think it's really all that worth it most of the time. Because you can also just link off the monster oftentimes. But most of the time I'm actually using the triple tack to either look at the opponent's hand after they like maxi at an inopportune moment, or Ash Blossom or something like that, or just draw 2. Just drawing 2 is super nice in this deck. So, yeah. But you still can link it off with Dark. Most of the time, if you just have a Dark monster, you just link off the Dark into Dark, and now you have the monster that you take is now linked off. So, there you go. And then, of course, we're playing Zeraboros. Why are we playing Zeraboros? Well, because it's like the craziest, easiest way to OTK, especially with Snow. Being able to go like Snow, banish a whole bunch of cards, make this guy really, really big, and then just punch for a ton of damage is fun, to say the least. So there's that. On top of that, it really does help for OTKs. If you get Maxied, there are a lot of times where you could just go Zeraboros line and punch your opponent really, really hard. So there you go. That's it for the deck. Let's hop into the replays and show you how this deck performs. Alright, so here we are going first, and, well, we drew Diviner, at the very least. Let's hope this goes through. We're going to activate the Diviner, we're going to send the Kelbeck, and hey, look, it goes through. Fantastic. We're going to mill 5 and reveal that my opponent is on Pearly. Interesting, with red reboot. Kind of cringe. But we do hit the SnowiKs as well as Scream, so we're going to go SnowiKs Scream in chain order. We're going to grab up the Meta Noise, which is very nice. We're going to go for the SnowiKs to grab up the Sheeran here. We're going to activate the Sheeran effect, and we're going to pitch the Gamma Seal out of our hand in order to go and mill 3. We happen to mill Havness and Beast, which is very, very strong. So we're going to go Beast on that second chain link, and out comes their Max C. So this is a bit frustrating, but we do have quite a few plays given the fact that we happened to draw 2 of the back row, and we also have Maxi in our own hand, so there's that. But here's a play that you can actually do to play around the Maxi. So yeah, basically I just am like, okay, I've already committed to the 1 fusion summon, so I'm gonna just make myself a Winda here. I draw into the triple attack, which is very, very funny. But yeah, we can go for the Winda here. This is also why I like having the triple attack, because you'll see in a second. My opponent Maxied me, and now they get to draw a card. But now I get to look at their hand and go, okay, what's the out to my board? There it is. It's the Droplet. Honestly, all of these are really, really strong. But I'm like, okay, Pot of Desires kind of just has to draw them into the Droplet. They already have the 1 Droplet. And it's like, what are the chances that they have another way to out the Winda? Because especially against this deck, there's not a whole lot of ways. So I'm like, okay, here's the Droplet. We're going to target that one. We're going to get it out of the hand. And, yeah, that's basically it. It's like, okay, I have Winda, but I also have Meta Noise and Crime, which is pretty decent. To be fair, even if I just had the Meta Noise, I'd feel pretty confident against Pearly, so I'm just going to pass on that. We have a tier name, we have ourselves a Winda, I'm feeling pretty confident. It's not great, but it's decent. And then, of course, we have the Maxi as well, to which I'm going to, they're going to go for the Pot of Desire, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to activate my Maxi here. Yes, I could have activated it earlier, but I'm like, they're likely going to chain something to it, so maybe I could get a special summon guaranteed. But out comes the Sleeping Memory, and my opponent just special summons out the Purlily, and adds the Yeep, and then realizes they can't out the Winda, and concedes. To be fair, yeah, Winda's a floodgate, but it's something that you can do to play around Maxi. There's other plays, like, for example, just going Kit Kalos there, in order to, like, you go Kit Kalos, you grab, like, a SnowiKs, and that's at least decent. It's not insane, but it's at least decent and difficult for a lot of decks to deal with. So, all in all, there are other plays. This was just kind of show you, here's how you can play around Maxi. Hey, sometimes you have a Maxi of your own, but more specifically, that's why Winda's here. Alright, and here we are going second with another Maxi, but, I'm just going to fire this in draw phase, and my opponent is going to Ash it. So, Maxi minigame. Woo. Anyway, we're going to start off here with the... Oh! Happy memory. Oh, it's another Pearly. So they're going to go for the Pearlily here. They're going to grab up the My Friend Pearly. They're going to activate the effect of the My Friend Pearly in order to reveal triple Delicious Memory. That's right, 3 of them. And they're going to grab to their hands the Delicious Memory. They're also going to pitch from the hand the Harpy's Feather Duster. They're going to go 1, 2, 3 and reveal, of course, the Pretty Memory Happy Days. They're going to grab up the Plump here. And then they're going to also grab to their hand, they're going to special summon out the Beauty. Out comes Beauty, and now they can go for the Plump effect in order to attach 2 of those materials, the 2 spells. So now they have themselves the Plump, but it doesn't really have anything to do other than just be a card that can technically attach spells and traps. So unless this is Yeep and they can go for a Noir, this isn't really doing a whole lot. But that's fine. We're going to go for the normal summon of the Rhino Heart. We're going to summon the Havness, which gets called by. Okay, not exceptional, but not terrible. We're going to go for the Sheeran here. We're going to pitch to the Graveyard, the Malicious that we have in our hand, and then we're going to grab up the SnowiKs, which we milled off of, or which we grabbed off of screen. Anyway, we're going to punch over one of their monsters because they only get the 1 card off of the My Friend Pearly, and I kind of need to have the Beauty not negate my monsters. So there's that. We're going to go for the Malicious now, and we're going to special summon out our monster. We're then going to go for the Redoer, and we do happen to have a Shuffler, so even if they try to attach the Scream or the Called By, we can actually just not have them do that with Plump. Anyway, we're going to go for the Redoer and go for Kit Kalos with the Fusion Summon of the Sheeran there. We're going to grab up the Heartbeat, which seems a bit odd, but the reason for the Heartbeat is because that way, if they activate the My Friend Pearly, we get to shuffle it away and prevent them from activating a second one, just in case they have a second one. So I'm also going to set it just so that in case, if I need to, I can, like, shuffle this away. And it's another quick play. So there's that. We're going to bring back the Redoer during the end phase as well. They're going to try to attach 2 materials, and I'm going to go no, shuffle back some of my cards, as well as some of theirs. Pretty cool. Not the greatest, but hey, it's 3 set cards. During the draw phase, they're going to fire off the Pretty Memory to try and attach it to Plump. I'm going to chain block with the Heartbeat because this is a when effect. When you can. When you can. Great. So we're going to shuffle away, and then they're going to summon out the Pearlily. They're going to activate the Pearlily. I'm going to negate this. This seems weird, but we can flip down the Plump multiple times. Maybe. If we hit something off of the Kit Kalos, we could, like, shuffle it away, depending on if we hit, like, a Kaleido Heart or something along those lines, because Meta Noise is guaranteed to send a Miller here. So at the very least, we can flip this face down. They can activate the Plump and stuff like that, but I'm going to negate the Pearlily and send the Kit Kalos. Here I'm going to chain the Meta Noise. They're going to try and attach. They're still going to attach. That's fine. We're going to send the Sheeran. We're going to send the Kit Kalos here. The Kit Kalos effect is going to activate, as well as the Sheeran effect in order to fusion summon. We're going to chain in that order. However, we didn't hit a Rhino Heart, which is what I wanted to hit, so that we could have shuffled this card away. But that's okay, because we did hit both of our Snows. We just needed to hit one. So there's that. I'm going to go for the Dragostapelia. It just seems like the best option. Rukalos isn't really that great. And we also hit a Scream, so we're going to grab Crime. Redoer also happens to give me a spell, which is very, very funny. So we're going to go and grab another Scream, which is also pretty funny. But alas, I just have the Snow for the Plump, and they just concede there. Yeah, I flip it face down again, and then I basically get to combo off on the following turn as well. So, good game. All right, and here we are once again going second. However, once again with Maxi. I'm going to fire the Maxi during the main phase. I normally fire it during the standby phase, but because I specifically have the Gamma, I kind of want to force them to, like, activate something so that I can punish it if need be. But alas, we're going to go for they're going to go for the Sarah here because they're playing Traptic. I know this isn't, like, the greatest because, you know, Maxi, great fun, but just bear with me, okay? It's actually very funny, and there is a play that actually is why I'm showing you this. They're going to go for the Rafflesia here. There's actually 2 plays. They're going to go for the Rafflesia here as well, and I draw a whole bunch of cards. None of them actually do anything. None of these cards do anything except for that one. That one does something. That one actually does something. So we're going to start off here with the Scream, and then I'm going to activate the Sheeran, to which they will chain the Maxi, and I'm like, okay, question, why are we doing this? Here's the thing. They should have just activated the Rafflesia to negate the Sheeran. If they do that, this play is terrible, and I can't really do a whole lot. But they don't, so that's okay. I'm going to activate the Gamma here, to which they will then chain the Rafflesia to negate. That is the correct play, but honestly, it doesn't really matter. They've already screwed up. We're going to go for the Sheeran here, and we're going to mill the Kelbeck, as well as milling the Mudora, and Meta Noise, which doesn't really do a whole lot here. But we're going to go Scream. They're going to go for the Sarah in order to set an additional card, and we're going to mill a whole bunch of cards. I don't really mill anything too great here, but I do mill a whole bunch of cards for them, which happens to be the Holitea. We're going to go for the Beast here. We're going to go for the Scream, and we're going to go also for the Heartbeat to target the Crime. So we're going to grab back that Crime. Crime's a little bit better here because flipping something face down isn't all that great. We're going to grab the SnowiKs, and then I'm also, since I already have the Triple Tactics Talents, I draw into a second one, but yeah, you saw that play. Sorry. I steal their monster to Tribute Summon Driver. Why? Because they're protected from battle and card destruction with Rafflesia, and I need to get over the Sarah twice, basically, because of Garden. So the best way to do that is to just Tribute Summon Driver. I don't play into the Maxi, and I can just attack twice. We have the SnowiKs, we have the Crime, we have Gamma technically in hand, but more specifically, I believe we have a Snow Engrave. No, we don't have a Snow Engrave. I lied. But we do have the Mudora, which is pretty nice. So, all things considered, I think that's fine. So we're going to walk into them for 15, and then for 22, and then we're going to set to 2 and pass the turn. During the end phase, they're going to attempt to activate the Holitea here to special summon the Murmelio. And I'm like, no, that's not going to happen, Mudora. And we're going to shuffle back the Kalbak as well as the Perler Rhino. We still have a whole bunch of cards in hand as well, which is very, very nice. They're going to activate the Holitea, to which I will go, no. And I know what you're saying. Why are we doing this? Because if they get Sarah onto the field or any other of their extra deck monsters, I cannot really interact with them very efficiently. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just not going to allow them to do this. It also allows me to send the Squamata or the Malicious to the graveyard. I'm obviously going to send Squamata, but that's another reason. We now get to go Squamata here, send Hell Shadal, and Hell Shadal gets to mill some additional cards. They're not great. They don't really do anything, but that one does. So yeah, those additional mills did help. Because now we need to actually hit the Havness. So we're going to go for the Havness here, and we do happen to have enough materials to go for the Kaleido Heart. I'm going to actually not activate the Kaleido Heart here, which sounds so weird, but I know what they have set. They have set, no, it's not here, but the trap card that basically negates a special summoned monster's effect, as long as it was special summoned that turn. So, I'm just going to chain block. So what we're going to do is we're going to activate the SnowiKs, only to send the Sheeran to the grave. Now we can go chain link 1, for the Kaleido Heart, and just Chainlink 2 for the Sheeran to Fusion Summon. This now allows us to go target with the Kaleido Heart, the Retaliating Sea. Obviously, they normal summon the Retaliating Sea to do something with it, more specifically to go into something like a, or to go like Arachnocampa or something along those lines. So, obviously, there's a reason for this. I'm not entirely sure what they can specifically do, but they also get that additional normal summon with the Trap Trip Garden. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to get rid of the Retaliating Sea. It does something. And I get to Fusion Summon here, and I can potentially go for a, I think I would go for like a Kit here. And then if they negate, we get an additional mill, and it's great. So, alas, there you go. And my opponent concedes. So yeah, obviously the Kaleido Heart isn't like the greatest there, but being able to like spin away that monster to prevent them from just having like an additional body on their side of the field is pretty nice. So, there you go. Good game. Real quick, I gotta show you one game with this list of tier punk, because it was just the quintessential game for tier. It's very funny, so here's the list, just real quick. It's mostly similar in nature, or in what it does. So, there's that. Let's hop into the duel. Alright, so here I am going first in this deck with punk tier. So we're going to start off here with the Fenrir. Fenrir, grab another Fenrir. Then we're going to normal summon the Xiamen, to which my opponent will go a Cockroach. I'm like, okay, there's not really anything I can do about that. I'm going to grab the Foxy Tune. I have Cockroach. Sure, I could go for like a Baron, and then I have Baron to negate something if I need to. But I'm like, I don't even want to give them that additional draw, so I'm just not going to. I'm going to go for the Maxi during the draw phase, and of course, out comes Ash Blossom. Not the greatest, but, you know, Fenrir might be able to do something, and the follow-up turn is going to be very strong. And then it's Pearly, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm going to get OTK'd. Or am I? I actually go for the Kelbeck here, because I'm so not used to having Kelbeck be activatable that I was like, well, let me bounce this. This was a terrible bounce. I should not have done this. This was just really bad. So, oops, my bad. But they do grab the Stray Street, so maybe it wasn't, because honestly, I probably wouldn't have had another target for this. Anyway, that's fine. They're going to go for the Pearly, as well as another Brow. They pitched 2 Brows, because they're just better. I go for the Fenrir, because it's not like I'm going to be able to target anything else, really. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll just get rid of the Stray Street at the very least, then I can target their monsters if need be. Out comes another Pearly, and they reveal off the top the Sleepy, and I'm like, okay, yeah, not really anything I can do about that. And then they have happiness in hand. I'm like, okay, out comes happiness. They're going to activate. They're going to chain. That's fine. I can't do anything. I guess I just lose. Cool. Yeah, away goes the Tearlament. I guess they don't... I don't technically lose, but, like, they grab Delicious. They walk over my Fenrir. They grab another Happy. They walk over the Kelbeck. They grab another Happy. They, you know... Or, I guess, they don't grab another Happy. They grab, like, a My Friend or something like that. And then they have, like, a really big guy and a My Friend and yada yada. And I'm like, it's not really going to go great. And then they grab My Friend. And I go... I mean, that's not bad. They can still grab Happy here, grab an additional attack. They take 4 damage, and then they grab another. Then they grab Delicious, and they, you know, then walk over the Fenris, and you know, it's an additional. Nope, we're grabbing Sleeping Memory. What is happening? Okay. Delicious, pretty. We don't want Delicious. Too bad. You get Delicious. Why are we not trying to actively gain Delicious? Because reasons. I don't know. They're going to attach with the Pearly, sure. Choose not to discard to go for the Pearly or Pearlily. They don't like Plump. I don't know why. They just don't. They also don't like Pretty or Beauty. So there's that. They're going to attach again. Now they have 5 materials. Now they're going to go for the Noir. Watch how long this Noir does nothing. Just keep that in mind, okay? I do misplay here, but that's fine. They're gonna draw 2, or they're gonna draw 1, and I'm gonna go, no, my friend, that's not allowed. And then they're gonna draw another card. We're gonna go for the Foxy Tune. We're gonna go for the Tearlament. I ended up drawing the Snow, which is pretty nice. And then of course they drew the Effect Failure. I'm like, that's fine. I'm just gonna make Baron. Now, if they activate this card's effect, it dies. So there's that. I'm gonna try and target. It doesn't destroy the Pearly, and then okay. That was because of happiness on the previous turn. Anyway, we're gonna go for the Sheeran here. We pitched the, I believe it was the Fenrir. We grabbed SnowiKs, that was it. But now we have a SnowiKs as well, so if they actually do activate the Noir, it forces out 2 of their shuffles, which is pretty nice. And we get to go for the Sheeran, which then can go and shuffle away some things. So, you know, it's pretty good. And then I forget to actually walk into the Pearly during battle phase, so just bad on my part. I really shouldn't have done that. Although I think it was protected, if I'm not mistaken, by Plum? Or by Delicious? Does this last for multiple turns? To the end of the next turn. I don't know if this one was the one that was targeted or if it was something else. I think it was. But who knows? Anyway, I made a misplay anyway. I should have walked into it just in case. We're going to go for the Plump. Or they're going to go for the Plump, to the which I'm going to go, nope, shuffle away all 3 of these. With my Keldo. At the very least, I hit a Keldo. So there's that. Realistically, I think I probably should have put back the Kelbeck. I think that was probably just the better play there, but I don't want that to have a thing. I'm just going to negate this. Realistically, though, yeah, I absolutely should have shuffled back the Kelbeck. Also, Sheeran didn't have a target. I made a mistake. Negating the Plump. I really did. But it's fine, I'm never punished. They're going to draw 2, and I'm like, that's fine. I can't do anything about that. We're going to go for the Foolish. We're going to hit the Happiness. Here would have been a great time to activate the Noir, because we go Noir, and then they go Baron, and then I go Baron, and then they go Noir. They shuffle away the Fusion Monster, and then I can't do anything. And then they, you know, shuffle away another thing, because, you know, why not? But no. They just allow me to go Kit Kolos. Activate Kit Kolos, Imperm. Sure, I guess that makes sense as to why, but I'm just going to walk into the Plump, and now it dies, right? And now I have Kit Kolos, and SnowiKs, and Baron. That seems far worse than what we previously had. I also have Snow Engrave, so now, you know, it's really not looking good for you. But alas, we now get to draw an additional card, and we have now 3 cards in hand, and we're just going to immediately pass the turn. This is not how you play Pearly. Why is this not how you play Pearly? Because this card actually does stuff. This card does stuff. It shuffles away cards. One of the best removals in the game. Why would you not use that? Yes, it technically is a big unaffected guy, but there are so many ways that people have outs to this guy. There are so many plays that people make. Everyone is like main decking an out to this in the extra so that they have easy access to an out to Noir. Most of them are playing Underworld Goddess. I am not. I'm playing Zeraboros. It comes up. Watch. We draw E-Telly, which is funny. They're going to draw 2 additional cards. Like, that's fine. We're going to go for the effect of the Tearlament. Grab up the Ogre Dance. To the which they will draw. And I go, that's fine. I genuinely do not care. We're going to go for the Chaos Ruler, and we're going to reveal off the top a Sheeran, which is all that matters. We're going to reveal a whole bunch of other cards, but it's not really that big of a deal. We hit the Sheeran. We're going to go for the Sheeran here, and yes, I can't add a card to my hand, but it's not really that big of a deal. We're going to go for the Rukalos. We're then going to activate the Snow, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Special summon out the Snow. Snow effect is going to try and flip down the Noir. I just kind of hoped that they would activate it and do something, but alas, they said, no, I'm not going to play the game, because why would I? Well, that's fine. I'll just make Dark here and activate the effect of the Dark, grabbing up your Brown. Now, they have no idea what I'm doing here, but that's fine. I'm going to banish 2, including the 1 from my hand, because that was the only Dark that I had. Whoops, it's fine. Out comes Chaos Ruler. We're going to link all of those away for Zeraboros. Now, at 5,600, maybe my opponent will actually interact with me. Here's the problem. If they do, they now lose the game. You've acted too late. I have Baron, I have Soliak, I have Rukalos, I have Zeraboros, and I have Snow. You die. You die. You die. Watch. They're going to activate the Noir. I'm like, that's fine. I'm going to negate this. They actually targeted this incorrectly. What they should have done, activate the Noir, target the Baron. Baron has to negate. Because if it doesn't, I die. Right? Like, I'm not able to kill you. He just targets the Zeraboros first. Here's why this is a problem. Now I go Baron. He goes, okay, Chain, target Baron. This should have been any other target. Baron doesn't matter at this point. It's used its effect. It is useless. Don't target the Baron. Target anything else. Target Snow, target Rukalos, target Soliak, target something else, right? Anything else there. Heck, target the Zeraboros again. Target the Zeraboros again so that you guarantee it goes through. You are not unaffected anymore, right? Baron can and will negate you, meaning you die. Target the Zeraboros. Target it again. And then activate the Noir again. And shuffle away another card. They decide not to do that. So I don't even have to use the Soliak, and they just die. That is 100 over lethal, but it's still lethal, and I still had Snow in grave. I do not play Pearly this way. It is not Towers Turbo. That's not what Pearly does. That's not what Pearly does. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Alright, we're back with the deck, and in all honesty, I love this deck. It's incredibly fun to play. There are so many different lines that you can go for and so many different interactions that you can set up, as well as being able to play on the opponent's turn is one of the most interesting things currently happening in Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, I know a lot of people don't like that, but honestly, if you don't like that, don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is really fun in the fact that you can play on the opponent's turn, that there's interaction in that back and forth that not a lot of other games provide. If you want to just play turn by turn, go play Hearthstone, go play Magic, go play Pokemon. Those games are much better in that regard. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Does really do that one thing that it does very well, and that is playing on the opponent's turn. Tearlaments do it, Flu does it, Unchained does it. There are so many decks that do it now, and it's so incredibly entertaining. And so, honestly, this is probably the most fun deck that I have played against. It just provides a lot of value in terms of a interesting game most of the time. Not always. There are obviously decks that with tier will just be like, okay, I'm going to do the most degenerate things possible so that I don't have to play the game when my opponent chooses to not interact with me. And that's boring, but alas, I get it. It's a thing. But I think that this game is, or this deck is really, really fun. And, yeah, that's basically it. I don't really have anything else to say. I think that this list is honestly pretty good as well, but obviously it's going to change in like a few days. So, alas. Especially the Diviner. Not having Diviner to send Kelbeck is painful. But alas, we could probably switch this out for Kashtira tier as well as the third Rhino Heart. And, you know, not much would change, honestly. But it would change, at least a little. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, a like is very much appreciated. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.